Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how you're going to find out what is the z-score value from the given probability value. Okay, so what I mean with the probability value is here. Okay, so this one is all of these are probability value that if you're referring to your standard normal distribution table, okay, so all this is for your probability function, okay, probability values. Okay, so we need to find out what is k. Okay, so let's try to solve question 1. Okay, so Pz greater than k equals to 0.3806. Okay, as we all know, when z is greater than k, it is actually equals to 1 minus Pz less than k equals to 0.3806. Okay, so Pz less than k is actually equals to 1 minus 0.3806. Okay, so press your calculator and find out what is your k value for this one, which is equals to 0.6194. Okay, so from this given probability, you need to find out what is your k values. Okay, so let's look at here on the table on my right screen. Okay, on the right of my screen. Okay, so 0.6194. Okay, so the closest value that I get, which is the closest to 0.6194, is when 0.6179, which is for z-score of 0.3 and 0. Okay, so we need to find out what is the difference between the values that we have here, which is 0.6194, with the one that we find out from the distribution table. Okay, so let's calculate. Okay, so Okay, so 0.6194 minus 0.6179, which is equals to 1.5 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Okay, I convert it to 10 to the power of negative 4, which is 15 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Okay, so we go across this row of z-score equals to 0.3, and we need to find out wherever the values have 15 on the table, on the small tables here, okay, on the right. So 15 is here. Okay, so 15 is for number 4. So therefore, your k is actually equals to 0.304. Okay. At question B. Okay, so question B, when your Pz is greater than k equals to 0.7814. So Pz greater than k equals to 0.7814. As usual, 1 minus Pz less than k equals to 0.7814. Okay, so Pz less than k is actually 1 minus 0.7814, which is equals to 0.2186. Okay, and this value of probability, okay, 0.2186 is less than 0.5. Okay, if you are referring to the normal distribution table on the right, okay, so the smallest values of the z is 0.5. So that means these k values, okay, is a negative number. So how do we solve this one? Okay, so Pz less than negative k is actually equals to 1 minus 0.2186. Okay, Pz less than negative k equals to, so press your calculator, find out what is the difference between 1 and 0.2186, which is 0.7814. Okay, so from there you can locate what is 0.7814. Okay, so 0.7814 is the closest to the numbers. Let's look at it. Let's zoom in. 7814, 7814, 7814. Okay, so around here, 0.7794, which is for z-score of 0.77. Okay, so we need to find out what is the difference between 0.7794 with the values that we have here, 0.7814. So how to calculate the difference? Okay, so 0.7814 minus 0.7794, which is equals to 2 times 10 to the power of negative 3, and convert it into times of 10 to the power of negative 4, which is 20 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Why do I convert it into times 10 to the power of negative 4? Because this table here, okay, this table here is for times 10 to the power of negative 4. So it's 20, okay, so 20 across the row of 0.7, we have here 18 and 21. Okay, so the closest to 20 is 21 because the difference is just 1. If I pick 18, okay, if I pick 18 here, the difference is 2, so it's bigger. So 21, and that is for number 7. Okay, so let's write down the k value. So my k is negative k equals to 0.777. Okay, so k is actually negative 0.777. Okay, so let's continue with question C. Okay. So in the question C, you were given z is less than k equals to 0.0783. So p z less than k equals to 0.0783. So there's nothing that you can change on the left side here because it's already z less than k. But as you see, okay, the values here 0.0783 is smaller than 0.5. Okay. Since it is smaller than 0.5, okay, for your probability, so that means the k value here is a negative value. Okay, so pz less than negative k. So that means we have to 1 minus 0.0783. So 1 minus 0.0783 is how much? So press your calculator. Okay, so 1 minus 0.0783, which is equals to 0.9217. Okay, so look at your normal distribution table here on the right side, okay, and find out where is 0.9217. Okay, so we might find the numbers that is the closest to 0.9217, which is 0.9207, responding to z-score 1.42. Okay, so we need to find out what is the difference between 0.9217, okay, minus 0.9207, which is equals to 1 times 10 to the power of negative 3. Okay, so convert it into 10 to the power of negative 4, so it becomes 10 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Okay, so let's go across this row of 1.4. So the number 10 here is here, which is for number 1.427. Okay, so therefore your negative k equals to 1.427, and your k is actually negative 1.427. Alright. Okay, what about questions D? So this is C. So let's move to question D. So P z less than k equals to 0.9893. Okay, so the probability value is already more than 0.5. So that means you can directly find out what is 0.9893, which z-score belongs to that probability. Okay, so we might not get anyone in ever. Okay, so from this table, 0.9893 is for z-score 2.30. So we get the exact value. So your k is actually equals to 2.30. Okay, what about if you have a modulus like question E and F? Okay, so don't get panic. We still can solve this one. So we need first to draw bell curve, okay, to get a clearer view. Okay, for question E. Okay, so when pz less than k, so that means it's negative k to k. So So the value is within this, between negative k to k. Okay, so like in the first video, in my first video, okay, so we can't get exactly what is this area. Okay, but we can find out by total area, which is 1, minus with this small area A and B. Okay, the small area A is referring to P z greater than k, and the area B is P z less than negative k, where your P z less than negative k is actually equals to P z greater than k. Okay, so A and B are actually equivalent in the terms of the size of the area. Okay, so let's simplify. Okay, so for question E, P z less than k is actually equals to 1 minus 2p z greater than k. Okay, equals to equals to 0.6872. Okay, so 1 minus 2 pz greater than k is actually 1 minus pz less than k, equals to 0.6872. Okay, so I'm going to simplify everything that I have, okay, on this slide because it looks too messy. It looks too complicated, so we're going to simplify that one. So it becomes 1 minus 2 plus 2pz less than k equals to 0.6872. Okay, so all the numbers, I'm going to move it to my left side, leaving me 2p z less than k equals to 0.6872 plus 2 minus 1. So 2p z less than k equals to 1.6872, and p z less than k, so 1.6872, we have to divide it by 2, which is equals to 0.8436. Okay, so that is the probability value. So you need to find out what is the z-score when your probability is 0.8436. Okay, so let's zoom in. So 0.8436, the closest one is 0.8413, responding to z-score of 1.00. Okay, so we need to find out what is the difference, okay? The difference between my 0.8436 with my 0.8413. So 0.8436 minus 0.8413. So the difference is actually 23 times 10 to the power of negative 4. So let's scroll across this 1.0. So if there is a number close to 23, so we don't have, but we have 21. Okay, responding to number 9. So let's write down your K. So your K is actually 1.009. So that is your K value. Okay, so let's do question F. Okay, so let's find out question F. Okay, so Pz, okay, Pz greater than K equals to 0.02. So first, let's draw the bell curve. So this is for question F. So again, negative K and K. But since it's greater than K, so it will cover the outer regions, the outer area. Okay, so which is this side is Pz greater than K, and that side is Pz less than negative K, which your Pz less than negative K is actually equivalent to Pz greater than K. Okay, so Pz modulus greater than K equals to 0.02 actually equals to 2Pz greater than K equals to 0.02. And your Pz greater than K as usual is equals to 1 minus Pz less than K equals to 0.02. So let's expand the one on the left. So 2 minus 2P z less than k equals to 0.02. Okay, I'm going to move all the numbers to one side, which is to the left side. So 2 minus 0.02 is equals to 1.98 equals to 2p z less than k. So p z less than k is simply 1.98 divided by 2. Okay, so which is 0.99. So 0.99 equals to p z less than k. Okay, so let's find out what is the k values when your probability is equals to 0.99. Okay, let's zoom in. 0.99, 0.99. Okay, so when we have here 0.9898, which is responding to z-score of 2.33. Okay, let's find out what is the difference, okay, between 0.99 with 0.9898. So 0.99 minus 0.9898 is equivalent to 2 times 10 to the power of negative 4. Okay, let's go across this row 2.3. So we have here number 2 is here. Okay, so 2 is here, which is 4, 6. Okay, so let's write down your k. So therefore, your k is equals to 2.336. So that is your k for this question F. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. I hope now you know how to calculate the z-score value from the given probability values. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.